Hello, good morning. I hope everyone's having a good morning. I'm just gonna keep working on updates, stuff for the mod. I still gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the fire crystals and the all the elemental crystals. See, I think I kind of drove myself into a bit of a hole with it. Normally, like, my instinct is to, like, oh, well, you break down these fire crystals into, like, a fire gem or something, or a superior fire gem, and then you make, a fire spell out of it. I have a whole alternate route for that stuff. So it's like I'm constantly fighting the urge to do that, and I'm like, wait, you get fireball a different way. I have a grimoire system. So I'll come up with something. I was thinking maybe I could make it to where, like, the fire gems are something that needs to be consumed by your summon, like bring it into the summon system. So it's like sustenance for them. So if you have, like, the fire drake that I want to add, they would have to eat so many large crystals to, like, retain their mana, I guess. It's a thought. But what am I working on? Regeneration. Someone had mentioned the tooltip's wrong, and it absolutely is. We'll fix that. And then I don't know, we'll play test the Devouring Void a little bit. Make sure that it's okay. I think there's a specific thing I want to look at with the transition. It seems like the animation still plays even though it's not going to eat anything. So I got to figure that out. But we will figure that out. Alright, so regeneration. I know what the problem is. I'm dealing with whole numbers here. I just need to deal with decimal points. So let's pull up the grimoire. I'm going to have to change this in a couple of places. We'll start with the grimoire. And I think in here, I need to add stuff for regeneration. Let's see, there's flash heal there. I'll just copy that. Okay, here we go. I got something for regeneration already. I'm casting it as an int. So let's not do that. If anything, maybe I should do stats.toString. And then, what is it? Pound.pound would be what I want in quotations. That way it does the decimal point. Look at that. It's almost like this guy knows. But, I want it to be 0.1 instead of just 0.1. There we go. There it is. Look at that. String manipulation. Bug fixed. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. Let's take it a step further. Let's pull up this key, because I can do better. Health. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's fine, because I qualify it as health. I was going to put, like, 0.1 HP per tick. If I'm already telling you it's health, I don't know the HP per tick. Or I don't need to tell you that again. Perfect. Alright, so that spell is solid. Alright, let's look at this. Devouring Void. Let's get some drifters. We'll make it nighttime. Look at it go. So it's gonna eat that guy. Eventually it's gonna stop. I want to see it, like, shut off. Go through that transitional state. on a bunch of these things. Gotta keep track of the time here. You know, I think the way I have it set, I may have fixed it. There it goes. It's consuming another one. This is pretty cool. Alright, so we're halfway through. This is still ticking strong. What I want to see is, I want to see at the time it drops this, I want the shader to go away. Yeah, this is vastly increased. Look at this. Just ticking away. Although this has the better caps. There it goes. So we're just... Oh, there we go. So it shut off. But the shader is still running. You see that? That shader needs to be off. It's gotta be off. Let me... Okay, let's take a look at the code that's dealing with the ticks, and then let's look at... You know what? I probably have to qualify it with the time. What am I pulling up the obelisk for? Well, first things first, let me close all tabs. Start fresh. There we go. Devouring Void. Right down here. So there's a point here. Okay, so this is actually doing the damage. I think it's going to be something like this, is what I'm going to want. Right? Because I probably need to run it by an if statement that checks for light level for the shader. So, where's my shaders? Up here. Renderer. That's what I want, the renderer. Devouring Void. I'm gonna come on down to here, right? So I'm going to put another if statement in. Just like this. Instead of this API, I'm gonna have to do this .capi. And then for position, it's going to be little p. This is going to have to be a return, right? But I can't do it here. It needs to be the opposite of this, right? So really, I need to say if it's greater than 15. Nope. Greater than or equals to. One of these will do it. No? What the hell? Let me just make sure it's getting in here. RMR references .logger. I can't help but notice my camera's being lazy again. Renderer. It is not getting into here. Interesting. Time of day sunlight. Right, I'm getting the light level, so I want to know what it thinks the light level is right now. And we'll put a 1 here and a 2 here. It says it's 13 right now. It says it is 13. Interesting. So, I mean, if anything, greater than or equal to, I feel like I'm doing this wrong. I may be doing this whole thing wrong for the day-night cycle. Because that is 13, so technically to get the shader to go out, I would have to do something like this. Right, see, now it's off. But it's still got its particles though. I don't think I'm doing it right. Oh, I just got an idea. If you feel a little bit statistic for the Devouring Void effect, check Discord. If it's gonna get people to raise pitchforks at me, Blurry, it ain't happening. I mean, that would be cool. I don't know how to do that though. Yeah, that is awesome. I want that effect. I want that effect, Blurry. I just don't know how to do it. I'm not that good with shaders and rendering. Oh, I'm watching more of it. Alright. That's pretty fucking cool right there. That is cool. That is really cool. Man. So it's a teleport. Oh, Blurry. If I only could. If I only could do visuals like that, I would. I would do them. Hands down. 100% I would. You know, this is an interesting thing here. I have the is generating essence. I may not be using that all the way through. Right, because that's this. Is generating essence. This is generating essence. So if this is... if it is generating essence, right, else it gets rid of it, right? So why is it vastly different between everything? I did not make it, just found it on one of the servers I'm on. What's the name of the mod? Do you know? I mean, I know how to take apart Minecraft mods, right? I may be able to look. I see, but I don't know if the shader's gonna be similar enough. There's a lot of animations and like the rendering are mysteries when it comes to Vintage Story. The freaking mysteries. Animations, like I've even talked with like other modders, like, yeah, the animation system's cursed. That's like what the general consensus is. But for shaders, there's just... because you can't just like go to Shader Toy, right? Like first of all, there's nothing, like I can't pull up something like VS, you know, like Visual Studio to do anything with shaders, and I can't like type stuff in and then hit render, right, and then hop in and see what I'm making in real time, right? It's not like Paint or, you know, modeling or anything like that. It's all like raw, live, you gotta go. And then whatever shaders you find on like Shader Toy, even if you make one on Shader Toy, you still have to have the know-how to change it and connect the quote-unquote dots to even get it to like render in Vintage Story. So yeah, like it would be so much easier if there were like easier onboarding ways, you know what I mean, to like do that stuff. Oh yes, even the devs are saying animation system and editors cursed for now. Let me tell you, I'm looking forward to the new editor. Well, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I don't know, like from what I've seen, it looked like it was pretty much looking the same tools. I don't know if like the tool set's going to expand, because what we desperately need is like a mirror. You know, like if I have a model, I should be able to copy that model and like mirror all the points and everything to like the opposite side of whatever the focal point is. You know, like it's making things like wings and arms and legs and, you know, everything you need two of, horns and stuff. It's making it to where it's so much harder, because now you did one side and it looks great. Now you got to manually do the other side, and it takes so much time. That and Blockbench has an amazing feature where you could take like an edge of a shape and then like have like a slanted like edge of another shape, like that slope right there, that edge, and then you can lock on from that edge to that edge and it like clips it on. It was the most amazing thing. It makes making like spheres and shapes, it makes it so much easier. If those two things were in like the model creator, it would damn near be better than Blockbench. Like, it would be fantastic. But those are hard things to do, and I understand that. Good morning, Vice. What are we working on this morning? We are working on Devouring Voids. That is what we are working on. Trying to get these things to... Right now, there's a problem with the shaders still being, like, still active. And we're trying to figure that part out right now. Because what I have here isn't really the... Like, there's some discrepancies. I'm looking forward to it as well. Well, first step is to make it so the new one at least does all the things that the current one does. Yeah, it would be nice to not have crashes. I think, like, the fix for me was running it in, like, compatibility mode with, like, Windows. Like, it was a pretty low version of Windows. I think it was, like, Windows 7. And I get less crashes when I'm working on things, but moral of the story is if you use the model creator, you better be saving. Every time you think of, like, okay, I need to do this with the shape, you better save it first. God forbid you lose all the stuff you were working on because it decides to crash. That would be nice, to have it be more stable. What was the shader thingy you said you can make them in? No, I said you can't. That's the problem. There's this thing called Shader Toy. It's a site. And you can make shaders in there, but those aren't VS compatible shaders. Like, any shaders you make, you basically have to, like, custom hook it into Vintage Store. It's a pain in the butt. And there's nothing I can do, like, in Visual Studio, right? There's no shader thing that I know of for Visual Studio where I could be running the game and I can, you know, blah, 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 put in all these cool shaders and stuff and then see a rendering, you know, in here before I try and push it out to the game. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing I could do with that. So really, it's all like guesswork with the shaders. And it kind of sucks. A little bit. Okay, so let me think this through. Let me look at the block too, because I have 3 places that all point to, like, the Devouring Void being on. See, and this is the first one here. I think I need to get rid of this. Really should be BEO dot is generating essence. Wait a minute, I had 2. That could have been my problem. Hold on. Let's look for generating essence. So generating essence. There was one like is currently generating essence. What's that? What are you? Ugh, I'm not using it at least, but I think I know what I was doing there. I'm running the cursed current VS in Win 7 VM and with Java 8 because I need Java 21 installed on my main OS and I'm too lazy to do the prompts. Yeah, I'm running it in compatibility mode with Windows 7. That got rid of a lot of crashes for me. Like, I dare say it's kind of stable right now. Like, it hasn't crashed in a while, but I save pretty frequently. And when I feel like it's starting to get sluggish, I'll shut it down and bring it back up. I'll save, shut down, and bring it back up. On game... let's take a look at this. I may need to be more aggressive with these checks, too. So that's every second. You know what? I'm okay with that. That's actually acceptable. And this is the only place, right? So it's less than or equal to 15. It's gonna toggle this. And then I should be using that for in here, right? So is generating essence. So this is if the upgrade cap. I thought I had something in here. I did have something in here, right here, if you were sacrificing stuff. That's right. I was going to come back to that. A lot of those particles they were like hidden behind the shader anyways. So I really, that's why I got rid of all that. Okay. So the particles should stop. But see, they're not. They're not stopping. They're not stopping at all. Let's go back to the renderer. Let me get rid of this. Right? Because in here, I'm looking for the thing, like if you're not generating it, it shouldn't go any further to render anything. But see, that pops right back on, but it's not eating. So there's an issue between what it thinks, like that, you know, it thinking that it's on, and it actually being on. There's a difference here. And I think the main difference is... Nope, never mind. So it should be generating essence. Just take a look here, see if there's anything else that I'm referring to with, like, time. I'm actually gonna take a look at this part right here. We're gonna do just a search through all the code. We'll take a look. You mentioned in Discord that the D-Void is tougher to balance since its essence generation can greatly vary. Do you have any ideas on what you want to do with it? Or is your work with it today just your shading / whatever issue you're working on right now? Well, I kind of already solved it. It's more efficient than it was. The idea was so from what people were saying, the neutral essence generation is by far the best. By far. I have since increased the output for the Celestial Prism. That saw big rework. It's generating like almost 3 to 4 times as much than it used to. But it was still underneath. For this next update, I'm bringing the neutral essence generation down, and the Devouring Void, the dark essence generation's being buffed. Now, what I was talking about was people are doing comparisons on a single day and like, well, one day, you know, the Celestial Prism made this much, and then, you know, the next day I had like, you know, the Devouring Void made almost nothing. And that's what I was talking about, right? There are key factors, right? Rift activity. There are a lot of times when it's calm, you won't see a single surface drifter, right? You won't see like any creatures really at all because it's calm. If it's apocalyptic, you see a lot of things. You know, also depends on if you're on a server. You know, like the way servers work is, you know, the more people you have, like there's an equation in the spawning that kind of spreads it out and then tries to upscale it a little bit, but it's not a direct conversion, right? So the more people you have playing in a server, they're taking your spawns as well that could be used for the Devouring Void. Not only that, there are other things too with like mods. Some mods are super prolific with their spawns. Like super prolific. And they have, you know, those things have a lot of health, so you get one of those mods in here and you know, Devouring Voids get fat really fast. Right? So when I'm getting feedback, I was trying to illustrate to people, like you can't do a direct comparison. If you give me data, you got to tell me some things, like what the rift activity was, you know, what creature mods you had installed. Were you playing on a server by yourself? Did you have any patches that like raised or lowered any of the spawn rates? So, you know, that's what I was talking about. Well, it's super cool. I haven't made Devouring Void yet. That's my goal for the next session. Should I wait to create it? No, you should still create it. It's still good. You need it for some spells, too. But yeah, the next version, it's a lot better. It has line of sight. Let's make it nighttime. So you'll notice, like, it will wake up here, and it will start targeting these things. And oh, there it goes, right? And it's gonna eat things. So it's eating that one. It's gonna start, and it will eat these guys. This guy is going to be safe, because if you have like a no line of sight, so a problem was you would put one of these things down, and your farm would be too close, and it would start like eating all your chickens because you may have put this underground. It starts pulling them, teleporting them into your hole of death, and eating all your animals. It doesn't do that anymore. I fixed the animations too. Like, watch, you'll see this guy. There he goes, right? He gets caught up in it. It drags them into it. And then it quickly eats them. Before, it would, like, take a bite and then they can escape. Not anymore. Now it just munges on them. And then your different rune stones on top makes it eat faster, and it also can make it more efficient too. Before, it would do like 3 hit points of damage and then only give you 1 essence. Now it's a direct 1-to-1 ratio from, you know, hit points to what you get out of it. And then with the better stuff, you could actually get 2 ticks. Bloodstones are the best because you get 3 for each 1 hit point, and it hits it like every half second, so it like greedily eats things. But yeah, this guy is safe. Unless I do this, we can nudge him into the hallway. There you go, buddy. Keep going. Keep going. There we go. Oh. See? Direct line of sight. And it just clobbers him. Boop. So that's kind of what we're working on here, and what we're trying to fix right now. The last thing I need to fix is the transition, because when this thing is off, I need the shader to be off, and I need you know, I just need everything to agree that this thing is off. And right now it doesn't do that. So that's what we're fixing right now. So I'm gonna go through parts of the code. I'll move this over here. No one needs to see that. So I replaced this, generating essence. We still got this one, but this one's needed. This is actually changing the generation states to true and false depending on the time of day. Right, so this variable should be our main source of truth. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Am I saving this? I don't think I'm saving this to the block. That could be that's my problem. I'm not saving it. And, the woo-woo connoisseur, thank you for the follow. I thought you were already following. Must have been someone else with a similar name. Thank you for the follow. So I think putting it in here is going to do the job. Right, so let's add it. Tree is gonna be set bool. Right, and then I can go ahead and put the variable in, right? I'll qualify it with this because I come from Minecraft modding. And now we're gonna wanna put in a string, and I'm going to create a constant for it. So we're gonna hop into here, I'm gonna paste this in. Instead of Nexus, Devouring Void dash, and I'll call this is generating essence, right? Nice and easy. For this, it's going to be Devouring Void dash is generating essence. I meant to do underscore. There we go. Perfect. We go ahead and copy this. Could go back into here. I could do RMR references dot. We'll paste that in. Perfect. And go ahead and copy this. We're gonna have to put that in here. Rearrange it a little bit. Equals. We will do a get. Whoops. Get bool. There we go. Perfect. If there is nothing, I gotta start doing this more. We're gonna have it be false as the default. Although I think it's already false as a default. I thought I was too. You know, Twitch has done that to me sometimes. Like, I'll follow people sometimes 2 or 3 times because, like, I'll rate them. And I'll be like, I know I followed you last time because you thanked me last time, you know? What's happening, Twitch? Are you mad because I keep talking smack about your useless ads? Is that it? Are you mad because I get mad that I'm seeing nothing but Taco Bell ads? And for some reason, it's all like young teenage kids, you know, in like bell bottoms. I'm like, do you not know me at all by now, internet? Like, do you know my age? Like, I'm not from the freaking 70s here. Jesus Christ. I may look old, I guess, but I'm not that old. Jeez. It's like bell bottoms, you know, like Taco Bell's back. I'm like, no thanks. Let's all keep our diarrhea to ourselves, thank you. And you know what it is? It's not even that Taco Bell's bad. I'm just still salty from the last time Taco Bell tricked me. They had this ad with, like, they were selling like nuggies, chicken nuggets. And in the ad and the video playing, it looked like hot and juicy and just awesome, right? Like they're tearing it apart, and you know, like the flaky, awesome chicken, right? It looked appetizing. So stupidly, I got chicken nuggets from a place that specializes in tacos. Those chicken nuggets looked like someone had already cracked them out, and then that they had corn. Like it was like all over the place with the batter. It was like disgusting. It was disgusting. I had to choke those things down. It was horrible. So this thing should keep eating until now. Oh, damn it! It went off and it came back on. What the heck? So, it still has particles generating too. This is bullcrap. Alright, we're getting closer. I feel like we're getting closer. Or it could be all in my head. Who knows? So this is just true false, okay. Got rid of this. That's fine because it should be generating essence. Let me get rid of the here statement. So this is on sacrifice. Yeah, and if it is not generating essence, right? Because it's not the right time. If the sacrifice is something, then I release it. Mark it dirty. Wait a minute. Do I need to mark it dirty? I probably have to mark it dirty after the transition. Okay, hold on. We'll get there. 4. Oh, it's hungry. Alright, well, it didn't get the hint. Sometimes time skip is weird. Oh, see, it shut off briefly and then it turned back on. Is it still generating particles? Here, let's... Excuse me. Damn it. Trying to look inside. Yep. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so it's still generating. I guess I could have just took a step back. The particles are going pretty fast. I remember when Moist Critical reviewed those nuggets. I think my favorite Taco Bell item was the salsa verde steak and French fry burrito. My favorite thing, it's gonna sound weird, are the nacho fries that they have. Because they're like, they're French fries. The French fries are meh, but it's like they're like seasoned fries. And it was actually really good. Normally I don't like their cheese sauce, but dipping it in the cheese sauce with that, like it was pretty tasty. I like getting the fire sauce. See, my other problem is that I'll order Taco Bell when I'm weak-willed. I'll order Taco Bell, and I'll get my tacos, right? So most of the time they get the actual order right for the food. They won't give me any fire packets. I could put in like 15 fire packets. Those bastards give me none. And they don't understand. That's the whole point of Taco Bell. I don't want your disgusting soft taco without it being doused in fire sauce. Like, the salsa is good. So then I'm like, great. I have to eat this. Like, it's disgusting. Great. I was banking on that fire sauce, making everything good. That's what I was really craving. All right, let's look at some stuff here. I wonder if I'm getting the time wrong for the time of day. So is generating essence. This is what I want, right? So it is generating essence. I believe it's getting into here. Let's put a print statement in here. We're gonna make kind of like a wandering print statement. I'm gonna just have it be a little heart. If I see that pop up, it means that it's getting where it shouldn't be getting to. Mother effer, I see the heart. So we'll cut that out. Obviously, it still thinks it's generating stuff. Let's hop back into here. Will I see a little heart? No, I don't. Okay. Oh, Blurry, are you still there? Is something weird going on with the lighting engine that Wes modders should be aware of? Or I should say still. Is there still something going on with the lighting engine that us modders should be aware of? Block entity station devouring void. Block entity station devouring void. I mean, am I like shutting it off somewhere? Let's just take a look at this. You know what? Let me do a global search here. So the Celestial Prism's doing something. It's a separate item, though. Devouring Void, however, this is the only place I'm doing this. What about this? Let's look for just false. No, see, it's still the same place. So I'm not shutting it on or off anywhere else. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's just client. So this would be client and server. Okay, that's what I would want. Maybe this needs to be more server authoritative, though, right? Like, maybe this is one of those times where I need to pop in an old if. This.api.world. This.api.world. Side. There we go. Jesus. Is server. Let's have it just be the server and then mark it dirty to redraw on the client. Maybe that's it. I really don't want to make a packet. Really don't want to make a packet. Let's put that print statement back in. I'm seeing hearts, but hold on. Let's pump it back and forth here. Oh, hey, hey, was that it? Maybe that was it. Maybe the client and the server were not agreeing. Okay. Hey, Vexus. I see Vice. I see hearts too. Well, sadly, you don't see me. My camera decided to, I guess, not listen today. It woke up feeling like the man of the PC rig, I guess. Oh, excellent. That's what we want right there. It shut off, fell to the ground. You don't see any more particles. That was it. That was it. Woo! All right. Look at that. Here, we'll comment that out. It's working for now. I got a couple textures I need your opinion on for the wings. Awesome. I am all ears. Look at all these drifters. They don't even know that they're food right now. With the devouring void. Dang, I got over 1,000 essence already? Jeez. Blurry, huzzah! Blurry, are there problems with the lighting still? Are there still issues with lighting in chunks? People keep coming to me. They keep saying they'll use transmutation, which does a block swap. See, it will turn things quote unquote back on, but it doesn't relight anything. It briefly does it. I need to know, did anything change? Because I saw there was a couple things where it's like dark spots and torches not lighting. I saw some stuff in GitHub. I don't know if you guys have it locked down or not. So yeah, let me look. Do you want to send them now, Vexus? Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, man, though, that looks awesome. Holy shit, Vexus. Looks awesome. Which do I like most? Wait, they're different? Hold on. Oh, I see the 3 different kinds. Ooh. The first one I like the membrane in it. Like I like the blotches. I feel like that one should be more for like the bone wyvern though, right? That one should be for the bone wyvern. The second one where it's like the line, that one I think I like the most. I like the transition where like the tips are like light. I don't know why, that's just really pleasing to me. The third one reminds me of like a bat wing. You know what I mean? Because like towards the tips and stuff, you can see. I think if I had to pick for the first one, that middle one is it. The blotches we do more necrotic for the bone wyvern. Yeah, right. Do I have permission to show this, Vexus? Did you like the work done for the animations and stuff? This is what we're talking about for the wyvern wings. That's my favorite right there. It's incredible. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait. That's actually the last part, Vexus. That's the last part needed before I can say, yep, let's throw it out to playtesters. It's the last part. Yes, especially modded servers, it's a lot more common. Also have noticed that on my server, and apparently there is some issue with volumetric clouds breaking something from lighting system. Not sure exactly, but people have reported many things. From what I know, it's being worked on to be fixed though. Awesome. Because at first I'm like, what do you mean transmutation's not working? I'm like, guys, it's a block swap, right? I'm using block accessor and I'm just setting the block to a lit version of the torch. You know, that's basically what happens when you place a block, right? When you place a torch, you're setting that space. That's all I'm doing, and then for the sake of, you know, giggles, I'm marking it as dirty, just in case. And you know, because transmutation can deal with blocks with block entities, I'm also doing a check and marking the block entity in that space as dirty as well. Right? And I'm like, I don't know, like the torch, it's the lit version, it's just not lighting. And I'm like, that's not a me thing, guys. It's not a me thing. We get to ride those eventually? Well, I can show you what old Vice created. Hold on. Let's open up. Let's open something up here. Oh, Vexus, I saw remember that crash a while back that you told me about, where it's like it wasn't up to 1.21.1, and it was like when you mounted on it, it was like the stand bar crash. I found that happens when wyverns are spawned, like old versions of wyverns without stats spawned. So I put a safety check in there, so if that does happen, which it never will, because anyone who gets this version will never have wyverns that didn't have that system. But just in case, I future-proofed it. Oh, by the way, try and place a regular torch, and then with World Edit, copy it and place it somewhere else. Does the same thing. Yeah, okay. Good, so that's great. It's not a me thing. Someone just opened another ticket in my GitHub for that. And then they put something else in to where they're like, oh yeah, and a feature request, have mana torches be placeable in holders, you know, in torch holders, base game torch holders. And I'm like, well, I can't do that because, you know, the way that block is made. This is it, by the way. Yeah, pretty awesome, huh? You got your stamina bar there. Will land. They run AI tasks. You could call them with the flute. You could put the medallion on them. Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. And they come in a lot of different colors. A lot of different flavors here. Male, female. Put some saddlebags on this bad boy. Boop, oh, boop. There we go. You could pop things on the inventory. Oh, blurry, blurry. Thank God you're here. Watch this. This is something that I would love the guys to fix, right? This right here, we cannot patch these to different shapes from the anchor points. I will show you. Let's hop over here. Let me pull up Vintage Story, Assets, Survival. This is going to be, I believe it's block types, right? And it's the hay bed. Oh man, where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Hold on. Grass. Wait. Bed. Let me look for the beds. Hay. We'll look for, or was it straw? It may have been straw. Hold on, let me find it again. Maybe it was, no, it wasn't this. It wasn't hay. It was like straw bed. Straw bedding. Here we go. This isn't it either. Damn it. Where was it, Vexus? It takes so long to find this stuff. Hold on. Wait, I got this. Hold on. Plant, right? Wood, no. Wax, soil, roofing, reed. Maybe it was plant somewhere. Small bed. Roll. Maybe it had roll in it. No, it didn't. Bed. Oh wait, I don't want to look in plant. Hold on. Block types. Okay, this right here. It was in bed. You guys have it to where you're using just attached shape, right? makes it super hard to patch because that is a global setting. If I overwrite this, then I'm not gonna be able, I can't add my shapes in there. But if you guys look at Lantern, you're doing it by attach shape by code, right? Which allows us as modders to patch our stuff onto your existing items easier, right? So I don't have to worry about like putting in a patch so this sits even because the wyverns are bigger, right? I don't have to worry about doing a global, you know, erasure of it. Let me pull up that, right? I don't have to worry about ruining it for everyone, anyone's mod, right? The horses, all the stuff. Because all the other mods are all the same shape, which kind of sucks. Like, you know, you're being penalized for coming up with a different size, you know, for having, like, the bedroll attachment. You see what I mean? For the elk, the attached shape is perfectly aligned for the elk. So a global setting is perfect, unless you guys add another kind of, like, mount, where you have the bedding attachment, right, for the straw, for the hay bed. In which case you're going to run into this problem where it's a global thing. But if it was changed to just like attached shape, and then it was just attached to, because that's how you do it with the boat, right? The lantern can go on the boat and the elk, so you guys thought ahead and divided it up like that. So really, for us modders, right, we just create a patch. There we go. Patch for the lantern, and then we just, you know, in that attached shape, we can put in our attachment points and point to the correct, basically we're just pointing to a new shape. And that's how you get, right, for the wyvern here, if I take a lantern, right, and we'll do bismuth because it is my favorite, and I put it on, right, see, that's the shape it's pointing to, while preserving, you know, the textures of whatever the original was. Come on, man. Really? Could have walked anywhere. That's where you decided to go. Okay, I'll let them know. Yeah, it's a simple fix. You know, and I think it's because, like, the elks, they're the only ones that have that bedding. But yeah, like, patching around that is kind of, because it's like, okay, I could have the presence of mind to include the points, the anchor points for, you know, like, I could probably include, like, it just makes the patches more complex, and there's more of a chance that I'll have a conflict, because if someone else is using, you know, made their own model with a different attachment point, and they were relying on that global setting, and I don't know about their mod, if they have my wyvern mod with the patch, right, for the new location that just did the blanket statement erase, I'm gonna screw up their mod. It's gonna look janky on theirs. And that's not fair. I would hate to be the reason why someone else's mod looks jank. But look at that. It's lovely. The glide. These things are awesome. And we are getting these in the magic mod. There are going to be elemental wyverns in there that you will be able to ride on as well. The elemental ones are going to have a little more magic in them too. I would like to have it to where they have like special abilities. But yeah. And if you fall off them, they kind of glide down. Like the flight feels very smooth. This flight isn't the kind of flight. Yeah, abilities. I want abilities. It's a hard thing to do though, with the current entity controller. Maybe it's just a lack of knowledge for me, but I don't see anywhere you could easily register more flags, right? More button combo presses for that controller. So I can't make an ability called Shoot Fireball and attach it to, you know, special ability 1 in the controller, right? So when you're on here and then that's mapped to C, so you press C and it shoots a fireball in the direction, right? I can't do that because I don't have a way in to the entity, you know, the entity controller, you know, to attach more things, you know, more flags. So, but that's coming, right? Like, I want the VS guys to focus on whatever they're doing. I'm holding out hope that the next update, right? Like this update, this is the buckling your pants update. You know what I mean? We're just making sure that like everything's kind of working. Okay. All right, guys, and my time is up. Abilities, so excited, so hyped, yeah. Them gliding down if we get dismounted, one of my favorite things, yeah. And they switch to the right animations too. Love them, love them. These wyverns, so cool. we need hippogriffs next, right? We need full dragons. Did the fly backwards work as intended? Here, I could check that fast. That's what it looks like. It's at least different. It's different than the fly forward. So that's kind of what it is right now. I don't think it looks bad. I think it would make sense because you can't really like turn the wings and like flap weird. It's kind of like a blur of the animations. Most important question, does the eyes glow? Oh, they do sleep at night. You kind of saw the slits, but yes. Here, if I hop on this guy, yes. The eyes do glow. All right, let's put this back on, buddy. There you go. It will start running AI tasks. They wander around, you know, they'll eat, they get hungry. You play the old bone flute, they'll make them come over. Which was a missed opportunity, man. That should have been an ocarina. Should have been an ocarina. Okay, let's find someone to raid. Who do we got playing? Vintage Story. I love seeing the community now. Awesome. Let's throw it to... Perk Cuss is back on. I've been rating Perk Cuss a lot. Let's throw it to someone new. Someone new... I guess we could do this one. I got a raid and run anyways. This guy's kind of mid-range here. I'll do this. It looks like they're playing with someone else. I love watching people play. People who are much more skilled at building than I am, because I don't really get a lot of chances to build. I mod. I mod. So, Childish Plumbino. We will give them a raid. Thank you everyone for watching. The next Magic update's coming out soon. I think after this update, most things should be fixed, should be set. I'm going to start to bring in probably either the summoning system for the like combat pets, or I'm going to bring in the elemental wyverns. And both of those things are going to start with rituals. The ritual is summoning, so that will be the first thing that we start to develop on stream. We're going to have to make a summoning staff. I'm going to have to make a model for that staff, which sucks, but I'll make a temporary one. But yeah, the next step up, we're going to be getting into Tier 3 territory with summoning. Lunar magic should be in, soul magic as well. Because I want all of those things to come together for Tier 3. Tiers 1 and 2 are solid. Tier 3 we got to work on. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios. See you later. Vexus, by the way, awesome. Awesome, awesome wing textures. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.